Nick Skrip from Fantrax. Here are your fantasy football studs of the week from yesterday's games in Week 2. Nico Collins caught 7 balls for 146 receiving yards and a touchdown, 27.6 fantasy points. Kyron Williams rushed for 52 yards and a rushing touchdown. He also caught 6 balls for 48 yards and a receiving touchdown, 28 fantasy points. T. Higgins caught 8 of his 12 targets for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, 28.9 fantasy points. It was a great bounce-back week. Brian Robinson rushed 18 times for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also caught 2 balls for 42 receiving yards, 28.9 fantasy points. Mike Evans caught 6 of his 8 targets for 171 receiving yards and a touchdown. He scored 29.1 fantasy points on the week. Puka Nacua showed us that it was not just a fluke Week 1 when he went off. He had an even better week in Week 2 against a tough defense. He caught 15 of his 20 targets for 147 receiving yards, carried the ball twice. He had 30.1 fantasy points for the week. Another player with a bounce-back week was Daniel Jones. He went 26 for 37, 321 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also rushed the ball for 59 yards and a touchdown, 30.74 fantasy points. And last, the player of the week, Keenan Allen. He caught 8 of his 10 targets for 111 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, 31.1 fantasy points. Be sure you are following the Fantrax page on all socials for consistent fantasy football content.